Welcome to the Amazon jungle. This week we'll be showing you what it's like to stay at a luxury resort in the most biodiverse environment in the world. To reach this remote destination, we had to take 2 planes, a 3-hour motorized canoe, and a paddle canoe. In our 72 hours here, we're excited for you to join us on our journey of experiencing a new culture.
You got it. Calm down.
Seeing exotic animals and taking in the breathtaking beauty of the Amazon.
If you're new here, hi, we're Jay and Nina. We're an adventure travel couple in search of the best destinations at home and around the world. Last week, we started our South America bucket list series in Ecuador's capital city of Quito.
It's 6 a.m. and we're heading to the Amazon jungle. We woke up to finish packing up and get ready this morning. We noticed none of our power was working, which making me a little nervous that the elevator's also down. We're gonna have to walk down 10 flights of stairs. Packing up without lights isn't as enjoyable.
Packing up better enjoyable. Hello from La Selva Lodge. Starting with arriving at Quito Airport this morning. 25-minute flight later, we touched down in Coca, which is like the jungle city airport.
5
to 7 minute car ride over to the dock. From there, we hopped on the boat.
The green bag is a present too, like the water bottle.
They gave us boxed lunches and little like Coca-Cola and peach juice for me is what I chose. But that was just a great way to like help the 2 hours pass, is by eating lunch on the boat. So it kind of felt like an excursion in itself. Oh, we have a little bread. I'm not ready to eat that yet, but looks yummy. I also have a little sauce, a wet wipe, and a burrito. Yum. Like fajita. Very good.
We're gonna be on this boat for almost 3 hours. We're getting out here in the Amazon. First thing I noticed after hopping off the plane is it is humid. I immediately felt wet and started sweating. For those of you that watched last week's video, in the city, it's cultural to always wear pants. So out here, I was over it. So I'm back in my shorts. When they told us we were gonna be on a 3-hour boat ride, I didn't know what to expect. The Amazon is so shallow. You can see all these fallen trees and sandbars, so they need a really shallow, skinny boat to be able to maneuver around the Amazon. It was crazy to realize that this river functions similar to how we use cars on a freeway. There are small local boats, commuter boats, big business barges, and everything in between, all using the river instead of roads. Boats serve as the only transportation to get from A to B. This wasn't hard to see why. With the Amazon containing such thick vegetation, it would be a nightmare to build and maintain roads.
From the Napo River, we landed at another dock. From that dock, we walked a little bit to a paddle canoe, and then the paddle canoe experience was just insane. It was probably like a 30-minute paddle canoe ride, but like here we are, just like winding through.
It felt like a theme park ride. We were all just sitting in this little boat, and they're just like paddling us through. The water's like maybe like 12 inches deep. It is so shallow.
And then we just come out of this like maze, paddle across the lake, and somehow La Selva pops out of nowhere. This beautiful big lodge.
We made it.
That was so crazy. We're immediately greeted with cold towels, a welcome mocktail, and some snacks. We got a little briefing presentation. Got me really hyped for the next 3 days. And then they walked us over to our rooms here. It sounds like we have about an hour and a half and just kind of relax. And then we have our first evening excursion.
We're hitting the ground running.
All right, let's do a room tour. We just got here, so we need to explore. So we're gonna take you along with us. Welcome to our room at La Selva Lodge. When you walk into our room, we have a very well thought out shoe rack because I'm sure we'll be coming back with very muddy shoes. We also have lots of storage in this room. Suitcase racks, what are these called? We have a massive bed, and these look like just really decorative curtains, but they're actually mosquito nets. So for me, who doesn't like bugs, that is great to be using at nighttime. Moving around the corner, we have a nice little sitting area. There's an outdoor sitting area, so you can enjoy your morning coffee or reading time with the jungle surrounding you. They also have a very well thought out drying rack outside because I'm sure we are going to soak our clothes in sweat on this trip. And around the corner, they give you fresh drinking water in your room every night. They also have water filters all around the resort, so there's always good water for us to drink. Through here, we have our bathroom, full body mirror. I always appreciate when they put a full body mirror in. And then through here, we have our double vanity with plenty of towels and of course robes. And then through here, our little toilet room, our shower. And back to our main area, we have more great storage. I said they had great storage in here, and I mean it. There are so many compartments to put our suitcases and kind of unpack if we want to. And a final touch that's super interesting about these rooms is it's all open air. Like all of these windows and doors that you see, it's this mesh screen material. There's no glass in here. So it's almost like we're sleeping in like a treehouse sort of open air scenario. It is really cool to kind of get to experience the jungle this way. Also, if anyone's wondering for AC, there's not AC, but they have these really powerful ceiling fans, which have done a good job of keeping us cool so far here. And that's it for the room tour. We are excited to show you guys more of the resort and the entire property later today. We just finished our first briefing with our guide for the next 3 days. He distinguished the difference between like safaris in Africa and the Galapagos, where you can just see the wildlife right up close there, versus in the Amazon, because the forest is so dense, it's actually really hard to see wildlife, even though there is so much variety and so much diversity. I think that was really good for setting everyone's expectations that although there are jaguars and anacondas and pink dolphins and epic wildlife around, we should expect to see like frogs, bugs, a lot of like plants and things like that. I'm very excited to explore no matter what happens. Sounds like this afternoon we are heading off on a canoe ride around the lake and then a night walk through the forest.
But before we even started our afternoon excursion, I noticed some nearby trees shaking.
We have the craziest monkey party going on in front of us.
There is something so special about seeing animals in their natural habitat. Seeing how they act, watching the way they move, it's incredible. Over to the trail where we would take our night walk. Nina was an absolute trooper putting up with all the bugs. Once we got back, we went to go change clothes before dinner. The next day, Nina and I wanted to watch the sunrise and thought, what better way to do that than with some yoga?
We just finished up some morning yoga. It took a 4:45 a.m. wake up, but it was so worth it to watch the sunrise over this lake and just stretch to start our day. So I'm headed back to the room to change pants real quick, and then it's off to breakfast. And now we are just starting off on our very first excursion of the day. It sounds like we're going to a parrot clay lick and also to a local community. I'm really hoping they don't make us do anything like eat bugs, because I know that's something they do out here. Time to get back on the motorized canoe.
On the way to the community village, a few interesting things happened. The first was seeing a massive parrot feeding ground. They were almost impossible to spot unless they were flying. After the parrot clay lick, our guide took us on a short walk.
It's called a rhinoceros beetle. This is a male. See how big he is? This is the female. It doesn't have the horn like the male. Yeah, they don't bite. They don't do anything. Okay, yeah. It's very tasty. Alimicuna. Yeah.
It's like plants.
But once we actually arrived at the village, nothing could have prepared me for what happened next.
Yeah, they said it has caffeine, right?
Yes.
We missed our coffee this morning.
It's good stuff, for the sore throat, asthma. Yummy. Look at what I just cut it, friend. Ow. This is very old. Look at it. This is the protein.
I knew I was gonna have to eat something.
Like oyster.
Not much taste. It's more of a texture thing, yeah. It's like yogurt with some crunch.
You are my brother. ¿Estás acá en Ecuador?
Oh, I've eaten this before and I tried to find a video, so I'm gonna have to do it again.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah.
You got it. Calm down. You got it. Just swallow. You don't need to chew. Just swallow.
Still not done.
I might do this.
There you go. Oh yeah, let's go. It's inside you, right? It's gonna start a whole family in there.
The yogurt. We saw the yucca plantation at the farm.
And although we didn't enjoy eating the bugs, it was really cool to see how the local tribes live and what they eat.
Apparently this tastes like candy, but if you swallow the bean, it'll give you diarrhea.
The seed is what makes chocolate.
Whoa. What you got, princess?
Green to go through green outfit.
There you go.
I'm on the board. That counts.
Well done, sir.
Yeah, I need the blood for my face now.
That's the light tree or lipstick tree.
Very interesting.
Special ceremony.
So they give this to just anybody, or do you have to earn this?
Once I had gone through the rite of passage to become a man, it was time to go back to the lodge and grab some lunch.
Gracias.
Yeah.
We just got back from our morning excursion and everyone's super tired. Some people call it siesta time. We call it flop o'clock. So we're just gonna lie down, rest up before lunch, and then after lunch, we're gonna go piranha fishing and maybe take a dip in the pool.
We just made it to lunch and we got served our starter, which is this mango ceviche. Each meal they give us these little bread rolls. It's so good. So far it has been so beyond my expectations. I had been to the Amazon jungle before, but never like this. It's such a luxurious experience combined with the rawness of the Amazon jungle.
What do you think of the village?
It was awesome to see how La Selva is supporting local indigenous communities.
We're using a lot of the funds from us being here to support the local tribes. I was not planning on filming lunch, but they just brought our entrees, and this might be one of the best meals I've ever had. Normally, I get on Nina for making statements like that because I don't think they're ever true. I'm just like, there's no way, but this is up there for sure. So we even know what it is.
It's chicken and rice, but it is the best chicken and rice you have ever had.
Oh yeah.
This afternoon, we have something really cool and unique to do. We are going to be fishing for piranhas right off the dock here. So if you thought you could just jump in this lake to swim, you might want to think twice because there's piranhas and caiman and snakes in there, but they do have a safe little swimming area that's like netted off from all the predators that we might use later. But for now, we're fishing for those piranhas. Okay. ¿Qué estás usando para jamón? I fished one time before and it was at Girl Scout camp and we used marshmallows. Nice.
So that's not a piranha. That's very cool.
Oh, he has sharp teeth. The tips I got is splash the water and keep your fishing pole really still. So far, no luck.
It was exhausting just sitting in the heat, and with no luck catching fish, we needed a little pick-me-up.
We're going to the coffee bar. Ooh, they look good. Homemade, probably with love. We gotta try some of these. A tango.
Now that we have some more energy, we decided it was about time to show you around.
It's time for a resort tour. So right behind me is the main dock. This is where we first arrived to La Selva and also where we leave for all of our excursions. And over to my right is one of the activity areas. This is where we did yoga this morning at sunrise and where we did piranha fishing this afternoon. And then over here on this side of the dock is the brand new swimming area and loungers. So you definitely get some like relaxation and resort vibes. I think they call this the retreat. And something about this lake that we're on is it's absolutely gorgeous, but it does have piranhas and caimans and all sorts of Amazonian creatures. But within this safe swimming area, you can actually swim in the lake without having the danger of any of those creatures. Be able to cool off in the water and also lay out on the loungers in the shade. Now continuing up the dock, we have the main building up here. We have a purified drinking water station, and right up these stairs we have reception and the briefing area, and they actually have a briefing going on right now. And just above the briefing area is the dining area, which is one of my favorite rooms in the entire resort. You can really just see how beautiful and panoramic these views really are. We have the bar as well as some coffee and snack stand. We can always get little munchies or coffee or tea any time of day. Kind of how meals work here at La Selva is for breakfast and lunch, they'll usually assign us a table and they always move it around so you get to see different views. Dinner we usually do with our entire tour group and our guide to kind of brief us on the next day's adventures, start time, and all of that sort of thing. We have another little resting area complete with board games and books for reading. And then the last part of the dining room is the little gift shop. They have tons of awesome La Selva merch as well as anything you might need if you forgot it for your time in the jungle. jungle. And right over here is the observation deck. When you climb up these stairs, there are 360-degree panoramic views of both the lake, the jungle, and the resort on the other side. And now we have entered the stateroom side of the resort. This is Jay's favorite plant. He just loves the leaves, and apparently the flowers are inside that plant. We don't know what it's called. We'll probably look it up and put it on the bottom of the screen right now. He's obsessed with it and mentions it every time we walk past. All of the staterooms are nice and spread out, so you kind of get your own space, and everything is lined with these beautiful pathways. Right in the middle of the lodge is this huge tree with tons of birds' nests, reminding you that you are in the middle of the jungle. And right back here, we have a few more relaxing areas. There's a shaded yoga studio for the yoga during the daytime, as well as a few couches and just places to chill if you want to get out of the sun. And back here in the most private part of the lodge, we have the spa. We have a whole menu of treatments and massages that you can get. That's it for the tour of La Selva Eco Lodge. We are headed back to our room to change into our swimsuits and go for a little swim in that brand new pool.
So excited to try this pool that they just made. It was a little sketchy hopping in here because I know what all is in the water, whether it's piranhas or caimans or anacondas and snakes. It just feels a little weird being in this murky of water. This is a great idea and a great way to connect with the Amazon jungle. They just installed it last week. I don't know if that makes me more or less confident in its ability to keep me safe in here. It's very interesting. The top 2 feet of water is almost as warm as a jacuzzi, and just below it is very cold. Is my lady coming in? All right, if you guys are enjoying this video as much as Nina and I are enjoying relaxing here, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And if you want any more information on this lodge and our experience that we're doing here, check down in the description for a link. All right, behind you, I'm pretty sure that that's a caiman in the water. Can you see that?
It's just a log.
That's what they say that the caimans look like, is logs.
Yes, but I've seen caimans before and you haven't, so.
That thing right there. We're gonna go ask a guide.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the room.
We brought the guide out and he said it's definitely a log.
I told you.
He said it kind of looks like a caiman.
He was being nice. He said, kinda.
It's always so fun to come back from dinner and see our bed all made up like this. They make our bed twice a day and clean our room, which is just so awesome. I also love the mosquito net. Even if we were in a place where there was no mosquitoes, I just think it's fun.
Just after 5 a.m. and it's our last full day at the Selva Lodge. We're having a breakfast and then we're gonna go out for a morning excursion.
For being day 3 of our time here in the jungle, I really hyped myself up that I was going to spend 3 days like defending myself. And the Nina versus Nature report is that the bugs aren't as bad as I expected them to be. The sun is coming up and I just topped off our water bottle with coffee for our morning excursion. All right, we are climbing the observation tower. It's actually very cool. Mine's kind of going up the Eiffel Tower. Only we're in the Amazon jungle instead of Paris, France. I will say I'm getting pretty out of breath. It's beautiful up here. Very cool to see the trees from this perspective. All right, we made it to the top of the observation tower and we're spending the next few hours up here looking for different birds. They have a big spotting scope and are kind of pointing out different birds to us. So far, my favorite is the toucan, and I'm starting to understand why people enjoy bird watching so much. Whoa, this is so cool. 3 toucans. Oh, one flew away. Oh, they're all gone.
And you can actually see them through a big scope and see them on a big picture. You can see all the tiny details. You can see their feathers, you can see their colors. Beautiful. So cool.
It is so crazy to look at this tree from the bottom and see where we were standing and just see how tall and how wide it is.
After leaving the observation tower, we continued on the path to reach a neighboring lake. Along the way, we were able to see some butterflies up close as well as a poison dart frog. Seeing our guide's jungle skills really made me want to step up to the plate.
I saw Rodrigo do this the other day when we came upon a termite nest. Apparently I just open it up and then they start crawling all over. And then they crawl on my hands. Oh, that feels so weird.
That's a tiny things. And they get on you quick.
And then I can, wow, they still taste like wood.
Yeah!
You ready, Neen? Check this out.
Harder than you thought?
No, I'm just scared.
We came to this lake with hopes of seeing new kinds of wildlife.
He thinks there might be a giant river otter.
Se pueden para allá. It's the tribe.
Our guides saw a giant river otter, but he ran off into the jungle, so we pulled off to the side. Now they're trying to see if they get back onto the lake that we're on.
One of our guides broke the canoe paddle. And it looks like they're making a new paddle with a true bridge.
Even though we didn't find many animals, Nina certainly found the bugs on the way back.
Right now we're on our way to lunch. We're gonna enjoy some great food and then enjoy some of the facilities at the resort.
It's like we're having super energy for lunch.
Ooh. The food was great. In the afternoon, we rested up by taking some naps and doing some yoga before going on our final excursion.
We've probably been out for like 5 minutes. We found a pack of howler monkeys, and one of them is a mom with a baby, like a really little baby. It's a new species of monkey for us, and it's the loudest monkey in the world.
Oh, I really want to see one of them. Make one of those noises. Oh, that thing is big.
Look at the mom and the baby. Look at she's carrying the baby.
Oh, I see.
The baby. Oh, this is mother here.
This is
Mostly,
crazy. There couldn't have been a better way to end one of our wildlife sightings. Seeing these monkeys this close is absolutely insane. So far, we've only ever heard them like deep in the forest. So the fact that they're right next to the lake is wild.
It turns out that seeing these monkeys was just the beginning of our best excursion yet.
I've always wanted to see a sloth, but at the beginning, Rodrigo was like, yeah, no way we see a sloth or anything like that.
My dream.
Definitely the highlight of my time here.
Yeah, look at that. The eagle call. That's what it means. Pay attention.
As dusk turned to night, we found ourselves using our ears instead of our eyes to find just a few more Amazonian animals.
Wow. Look at it. What's it called again? Owl monkey or night monkey. Wow. Come down. Yes. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, you guys look at them. Your friends.
Oh, what? Oh my gosh.
We just got back from our final excursion here at La Selva, and what a way to go out. We saw the most wildlife we've seen the entire past 3 days, and some really unique creatures too. Being able to hear the wildlife kind of all night long and in the morning, it was really unique, and being so immersed in the Amazon was such a unique experience that I'm so grateful for.
And unfortunately, this is wrapping up our time at La Selva. We had dinner in about 5 minutes, and in the morning, we have an early wake-up call at 4:30 to drive back up the Napa River, catch a flight out of Coca back into Quito, and onto our next adventure.
Thanks so much for watching. Next week, we are continuing our South America bucket list series in my most anticipated destination around the world, the Galapagos Islands. So be sure to follow along here on YouTube and also on Instagram, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And as always, we'll catch you next time for another Best Day Out.